Imagine an IoT system that combines flexible wireless connectivity, cloud services, advanced software features, built-in embedded security, and global product support with industrial-grade hardware that includes a 10-year longevity commitment. It is easy to imagine a product that provides all that being named Best in Show. No, not that Best in Show, but Best in Show at the 2022 Electronica conference. In this tech chat, we will learn more about a new award-winning IoT product family from Digi that really does provide all of that and more. So stick around. On today's tech chat, sponsored by Mouser Electronics, we are joined by Andreas Burghart, a senior product manager at Digi International. Welcome to Tech Chat, Andreas.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. So what would we be talking about today?
Let's talk about our new ConnectCore MP1 SOM solution. The Digi ConnectCore MP1 family is a new product we have launched, and you see it on the picture here. It's a very small piece of hardware. It's the smallest wireless SOM available today, offering both integrated dual-band Wi-Fi 5 as well as Bluetooth connectivity. And with that, we've also launched the world's first connected development kit that is enabling developers to remotely monitor and play with that development kit from their smart devices over the internet through our Digi ConnectCore Cloud Services.
Well, that sounds really exciting, Andreas. I mean, this is such an important part of all of the industries that we cover these days. You know, wireless is being used in everywhere from the factory to the home to the cars. And so having that out there in a really small form factor as everything gets more compact, and then the development kit just to make it easier and shorten development time for people is pretty exciting. So I'm really excited to learn more. So let's dig in.
The Digi ConnectCore SOMs are based on STM Microelectronics STM32MP1 MPU family, and both family members, the brand new STM32MP13 as well as the STM32MP15 are supported in our SOM family. And that provides a very scalable solution for our customers. ST has a roadmap for microprocessor products, and they are developing higher performance devices, including multi-core processors, support GPUs, VPUs, even image signal processors, as well as integrated neural processing units for machine learning applications. So we are really excited to be partnered with ST and work with them on this rather new microprocessor engagement. STM32 is a very big ecosystem on the microcontroller side, and many people know that. And ST is now investing in building such ecosystem around the microprocessors, the more performant application processes. At Digi, we are an ST authorized partner. Our complete SOM solution offering is really helping to reduce the risk and the efforts for ST microcontroller customers who are often not experienced with the more complex microprocessor designs. It helps them to transition to these more performant and more powerful microprocessors, application processors, running Linux for their next generation products. So the SOM really helps the customers to transition over from that lower technology complexity to the more complex designs. And ST has, like Digi, a strong focus on industrial markets where longevity is very important. ST is offering that rolling 10-year longevity commitment for the STM32MP1 products. Rolling means that the longevity renews every year, and for example, the STM32MP15 that has been introduced in 2019, its longevity was renewed every year, and its current longevity goes till 2033, so still 10 years from today.
Well, you really hit on two important points that jumped out at me. One is, as these things get more complex and you're running more advanced software and more advanced OSs than people typically did in the microcontroller, microprocessor world that we're talking about, having that ecosystem to make that easier for people is really important. And then that 10-year longevity commitment. Wow, for IoT applications, when we think about putting this in a factory that they need to run for decades, or in remote locations where installation and replacement is costly, for these type of applications, you don't want to be using a consumer electronics focused product that might have an end of life in 2 to 3 years.
Absolutely right. And 10 years is sort of the minimum. So with this renewal program, these things can stay out there for like 15, 20 years even. And that's actually what we see from our experience with customers in the medical space, in the industrial space. A longevity of those many years is really required and desired when selecting a solution.
With that introduction, Andreas, can you now give us a little bit more insight into this MP1 family and some of the highlights of it?
Absolutely. Within the Digi ConnectCore MP1 family, we are supporting both the MP15, which was released in 2019, and the new MP13, which was just launched at Embedded World earlier this year. And this makes it a very scalable family, from cost-optimized single-core to multi-core options with advanced features. The higher-end ConnectCore MP15 provides a dual-core Cortex-A7 and an additional Cortex-M4 core for real-time tasks. STM32 microcontroller users can port their existing microcontroller code very easily to run on this Cortex-M4. So they can keep their microcontroller code and run it alongside the Linux operating system powered by the Cortex-A cores. The ConnectCore MP15 also provides a GPU and a MIPI display interface, as well as a parallel camera port, making it ideal for display and video applications. And the new ConnectCore MP13 is a single-core Cortex-A7, an optimized device with strong connectivity features, as well as advanced security. And both of the SOMs, they provide Gigabit Ethernet and CAN FD, and they are provided in our Digi SMT Plus 29 by 29 millimeter standard SMT form factor. They also have a very high level of pin compatibility within that family, including other members like the ConnectCore 6UL, for example. All our ConnectCore MP1 SOMs have a dual-band Wi-Fi 5, an 802.11a BGN AC wireless option, as well as Bluetooth 5.2 support. And that's fully integrated in the hardware and software and also maintained by Digi. It's pre-certified with many antenna options for global use.
It's amazing these days how much performance can be packed into just that tiny little small factor like you're showing here. Now, Andreas, you've mentioned ConnectCore a few times. Can you provide us a little bit more background on what ConnectCore is and what value it provides?
With the highly integrated ConnectCore SOM hardware, Digi brings additional things for our customers, more advantages for device makers and OEMs. Digi is at its core a wireless company, and our wireless support is best in class. We have been doing this for over 20 years now. It's not only flexible with support for whatever the customer needs, but with a solid performance that's been proven in thousands of customer installations. We have modern Wi-Fi 5 and Bluetooth 5.2 on board with the ConnectCore MP1 SOM. And then we have the Digi XB RF module family that provides additional connectivity options for our customers in short range, long range, and even cellular connectivity. With our new Digi ConnectCore Cloud Services, we are also providing the essential features needed to create connected devices and remotely monitor and maintain them in the field. Also, our complete software ecosystem is worth mentioning. We are offering a very feature-rich, ready-to-use Linux distribution called Digi Embedded Yocto. This is a fully validated and tested distribution. We test this with every release on every SOM platform, and we are providing a very robust and stable software environment for our customers. There's also design tools, including Altium designer files to get projects started quickly on the hardware side. There's reference designs. There's the Digi ConnectCore Smart I/O pin muxing tool, which can also be used to create a Linux device tree. And these things are helping developers to create error-free designs in time and hit their project schedules to reach a faster time to market. And then Digi is also known for its support. You can call on Digi sales engineers and the support team to help with designs, with the technical questions during evaluation, during the design work and development. And our world-class documentation is available online and frequently updated. Digi also provides built-in security with the Digi TrustFence framework that's ready to use security features and building blocks to create products meeting highest security requirements. On top of that, Digi ConnectCore Security Services helps to maintain the security of a device in the field through its entire life cycle. This is a service helping customers to identify security issues, vulnerabilities that have come up during the product lifetime, and provides consulting services and tools to get fixes and patches in place.
I think this is a great slide, Andreas, in that it really highlights one of the big changes that has been accelerated by IoT, but it's been happening for a while. And that's that the majority of users today want to have complete solutions like you described here, rather than just a piece of hardware that they then have to figure out how to do everything. They have to program it, set up the communication, worry about that security you mentioned. And so it's really interesting to see this right here and how you guys are providing that entire ecosystem and the entire solution so that people can solve their problems without having to worry about all the little details that are truly important.
Absolutely. Building an IoT solution or service is complex. There's a lot of components you need to integrate. And the hardware is important, but it's the integration with all the other things which take big portions of the projects and are very complex for customers to resolve. So with that end-to-end kind of offering from the services, the software pieces down to the hardware, this really helps to take complexity out of projects.
With that background in mind, we are, all about circuits and tech chat. So let's talk about some hardware here.
Yes, let me give you some highlights of the Digi ConnectCore MP13 first, and then talk a little bit about the MP15 afterwards. So the ConnectCore MP13 SOM is based on ST's STM32MP1 MPU. And we're using the part which is marked with a C because that's the industrial qualified processor, ensuring a true 10 plus years guaranteed lifetime at 100% operating time or 24/7 operation, right? And this is what many embedded devices in the field are exposed to. They're just turned on and run round the clock without being turned off. The device also has a wider junction temperature to support that extended lifetime. And our SOMs are equipped with industrial SLC, single level cell addressing NAND flashes, also to support long lifetimes of a product in an industrial environment. As mentioned, both SOMs provide an option for the 802.11ab GNAC 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi, as well as Bluetooth 5.2, including data length extensions for higher throughput on the Bluetooth interface. The MP13 provides 2 gigabit Ethernet interfaces, making it compatible with other devices in our portfolio and making it an ideal choice for gateway type products or IoT data concentrators. We have a high level of pin compatibility within the family. Main functions are actually sitting on the same pins to ensure an easy design update path for our customers. And we support our Digi TrustFence security framework, which I have more details on in one of the upcoming slides, as well as our Digi Embedded Yocto Linux distribution, which provides many extensions on top of the standard BSP provided by the silicon manufacturer. All our SOMs are rated for industrial temperatures. They are specified for -40 to +85 Celsius, and they come with our leading 3-year hardware warranty. And then we have the MP15 that's also based on the industrial qualified MP157, providing a dual core Cortex A7 along with a Cortex M4 companion core, which can be used, as mentioned earlier, for those real-time operations, real-time tasks. Same here, we have the SLC NAND flash, the single level cell addressing. We have a power management IC as well on both SOMs, the Wi-Fi option, and 1 gigabit Ethernet port on this one. The extra things on the 15 is also that 3D GPU and display ports we are providing. It supports MIPI or parallel display, as well as a camera interface to make it suitable for handheld display type applications. applications and video applications.
All right. Well, thanks, Andreas, for diving into some of the hardware. It's really interesting and important, I think, here that you are maintaining that pin compatibility and function compatibility across your products. It's not just a one-off product that you're providing, but it's a solution family so that people can migrate to different levels of performance they need in different functions.
Right. And they also have an offering where they can scale in their product offering, actually. So they can use kind of the lower performance SOMs for the simpler products, but then stay on the same platform and use more powerful, more feature-rich SOMs for their higher end products, providing more features and performance for their customer applications.
Yeah, well, thanks for that deep dive into the tech. I hear that these products have been getting some recognition in the industry.
Right. We are very proud that we have won the Best in Show award from Embedded Computing Design at Electronica in November 2022 with our MP1 SOM family. It is recognized as a small form factor, highly integrated, complete SOM solution, reducing the development risk and time to market for OEMs to build secure connected devices for industrial markets.
You know, Andreas, I was at that show in November, and Electronica, for people who haven't been there, is enormous. So winning an award at a show that is that big is really a major achievement. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, you've completed a deep dive into the hardware for us. What else do you have to share with us today?
On the software side, we provide a complete open source Linux solution based on Project Yocto. For that, we start by pulling in the latest releases from upstream projects like U-Boot and the Linux kernel, and also integrate NXPs and ST Micro's board support packages. And on top of this, we add customizations for the Digi SOM platforms, as well as out-of-the-box software extensions to help accelerate customer software development. Some examples of those extensions would include the Digi TrustFence security framework, which we're showing here on the right. It includes wireless drivers, secure firmware updates, third-party cloud integration, and low-power optimizations to enable things like ultra-fast wake-up from low-power suspend to RAM mode and such. We are delivering precompiled SDKs and tool chains, plugins for popular IDEs, and comprehensive online documentation. But most importantly, we perform comprehensive system validation on our SOMs and maintain the software over time to incorporate important updates and security patches. And then on the right side, with the Digi TrustFence security framework, we have been investing into security over the last years. We have seen this is really something our customers are struggling with. It's complex, and customers are often lacking the skill set required, the expertise, and many companies fail to properly implement security. With TrustFence, we are providing a device security framework that simplifies the process of securing connected devices. So you don't have to be a security guru to implement features like secure boot or secure firmware updates, encrypted file system, or certificate management. At the core, TrustFence is built on the foundational security features that ST and NXP provide, and software extensions we have added in U-Boot, the kernel, and the user spaces. And in addition, we also understand that designing a secure product is just the first step. But once a device is released, you need to maintain its security throughout its entire life cycle. And with that, we can go to the next slide where we can talk a little bit about some of the ConnectCore services we are offering. The Digi ConnectCore Security Services are a collection of services and tools that enable our customers to maintain the security of their products during the entire life cycle. This empowers customers to solve the ongoing challenge of keeping a product secure after release. The services include the analysis and the monitoring of a custom software bill of material, it's called SBOM, and the binary image running on Digi ConnectCore based products for security risks and vulnerabilities. And then we provide services to help fixing identified issues. The services provide a curated, filtered vulnerability report highlighting really just the critical concerns in a customer-specific software image. And then we also provide a software layer, including many patches for common vulnerabilities, which we have already integrated on a platform, as well as consulting services to help our customers to get patches in place for their critical issues, to backport patches maybe from newer versions into older software packages and similar work.
So it sounds to me, Andreas, that if I'm understanding this correctly, if I'm doing an IoT installation and using one of these products, that it's almost get it going and forget about it. You guys are going to make sure that everything's secure. I just got to make sure that it's doing what I need it to do at the IoT, controlling motor, sensing data. All the other stuff you guys are going to take care of, not just at the beginning, but through the lifetime of the product.
Absolutely. And cybersecurity is a big topic, and there's more legislation being put in place, and requirements are increasing. And with these services, the ConnectCore security services, but also the ConnectCore Cloud services, we are helping customers to meet those new cybersecurity requirements. The Digi ConnectCore Cloud Services empower OEMs to develop smart connected devices and maintain them after the release with secure over-the-air firmware updates. So once you have integrated those patches into your firmware image, you also need to get that firmware image deployed to the devices in the field. And this is one of the key features we are providing with the ConnectCore Cloud Services. Our services integrate programming software and a feature-rich cloud platform with complete APIs enabling remote management and monitoring of data in the devices in the field, retrieved from the operation in the field, and other essential features. The combination of Digi ConnectCore SOMs and cloud services creates a proven, reliable, and off-the-shelf hardware and software solution. And that's enabling companies to create innovative customer service plans built on the ConnectCore SOM solution. It helps to improve product quality, technical support, and customer experience. And our customers are enabled to capitalize on the data collected from their devices in the field.
So help me understand the difference here. You talk about some cloud services, but I see that some of the AWS and those cloud things are optional. How do those relate? How are they different?
Well, our services are connecting the devices with end applications, and we provide that ready-to-use solution for maintenance and monitoring of products throughout the life cycle with software updates, but also monitoring them in terms of some metrics, maybe temperature and other things. But often customers already have some analytics running in AWS or Azure or some other applications in these cloud platforms. And we are complementary to that. So while we provide that secure connectivity for the device and all the maintenance features, the data captured from the devices or retrieved from the devices in the field can also be funneled into other applications hosted on Azure or AWS.
Oh, thanks for that clarification. That really helped me out. All right, Andreas, that's really great. Before we leave this tech chat, maybe we can step back and you can give us a high-level view of the whole solution that Digi is bringing to this problem.
Digi ConnectCore provides a complete SOM solution with a rich ecosystem, and we really take a systems approach to integration. We partner with leaders like NXP and ST Micro in the application processor space, and AWS and Azure for cloud integration, and others like, for example, voice control with voice interconnect and security with TimeSys and other strong partners to bring more complete solutions to the market. And in addition to the highly integrated hardware and software, we also have a suite of development tools that further simplify common design activities to enable customers for faster time to market. We have a strong global support team as well as in-house design services to help customers no matter where in the world they are located. And Digi also provides the services needed to maintain products in the field, as we have seen with the ConnectCore Security Service and the Digi ConnectCore Cloud Services, enabling secure connected devices with remote applications, OTA firmware updates, and capabilities to remotely monitor and maintain these devices throughout their entire product lifecycle.
That's a great summary there, Andreas. And I think it highlights one of the things that we see in talking to customers out there and some of our engineering audiences, that they want to get into the IoT space, but they realize it's really big and it's really challenging. And so having a complete solution here that can help them dive into IoT without worrying about all the details, partnering with Digi can really make things a lot easier. So I appreciate this overview today.
Thank you. It was great talking to you.
And as we wrap up today's Tech Chat, we want to thank our sponsor, Mouser Electronics. If you're looking to purchase any of the Digi ConnectCore products we've discussed today, including the new MP1 family, I would encourage you to head over to Mouser.com and check out the Digi products there. And join us again next time on Tech Chat, where we chat with the leading technical experts like Andreas Burghart from leading companies like Digi, who are changing our world every day.